KKHD wants you to meet three of the classiest guys in real estate.
I'm Tim O'Neill, the icon of insurance.
I am Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage.
And I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate. And together we are
the Real Estate Rat Pack. Much like us, real estate in the greater Houston area is hot.
So, whether you're buying, selling, owning, or insuring real estate in the greater Houston area,
You need to check us out as we are the preeminent source for everything you need to know.
So feel free to call in at 1-800-808-5548. And now, the Real Estate Rat Pack.
How's everyone doing this morning?
Okay, we can work on that intro a little
Absolutely,
bit
we have some time, but hey,
Yeah.
that was a lot. That's our first live intro, courtesy of all of our WCR great guests.
I didn't realize this was going to be a WCR event.
It is a WCR. It's
it's
WCR
a
day here.
WCR world, and we're just living in it, baby.
We're just living in it, by the way.
That is the
so-
Women's Council of Realtors, because, if you use too many acronyms out there, people get, confused.
That is true. Well, before we get started, I want to do a couple of things. Number one, get out and vote today.
That was my number one thing. We're in agreement. Now, we also have some endorsed candidates.
We definitely have some endorsed candidates, HAR and GHBA and some other ones. Number one is we have the potential mayor, hopefully, I'm going to say as of tomorrow, the mayor, which is Bill King.
Yes, we've had on twice.
We've had on twice. Great individual, has a great idea and a vision for Houston. More importantly, though, I tell everybody definitely get out there and vote. That's number one. And we also have Amanda
Edwards, running in position at large number 4.
That is correct. Great individual who we've also had here on the show.
Very smart, Harvard graduate.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, very, very, very. So, very nice lady. So, definitely get out there
Jason
and vote.
Cisneros.
Yes.
District H.
H.
And then we have David Robinson in at large number 2.
Yes.
And Jack Christy at position number 5 at large.
That is true.
And Richard Wynn, who is for District F. So those are endorsed candidates for the Houston Association of Realtors. And Chris is looking at me, he's like, how'd you know all that stuff?
Well, you're smarter than me on certain things.
But regardless, get out and vote today. It's a very big election. It's very important. The future of Houston hinges on today's outcome.
And something very important happened on Wednesday as well, by the way. Tim O'Neill and I were in the presence of greatness on Wednesday night whenever Rob Cook officially took his award for 2015 Realtor of the Year.
Thank you. Thank you all for being there to support. We had a lot of fun that night.
We did. We had a lot of fun that night. And then Friday, Tim and I got some terrible news, so
Yeah.
it took away all that fun, right, Tim?
Well, I rejected you as softly as I could. To let everybody know, they signed up for a committee for HAR, which is the MLS Multiple Listing Advisory Group. And,
which we know we had no chance of getting.
And I told them a couple of months ago they weren't going to be chosen.
We're sophomores, so you're going to get that.
They took it graciously, so I want you to know that. Very class act. They patted and said, now we have a new Real Estate Rat Pack team, which is Tim and Chris.
Hey, we did take it very graciously, I'm going to tell you that.
We ought to talk a little bit, since we have so many people representing WCR today, we ought to talk about WCR. We've had a lot of installations.
Well, that's the last one I was going to do, is I wanted to give a big shout out to several of the installations that we've gone to and the new incoming presidents of WCR, as well as we have 2 more to go this week, by the way. So we started off, Rob, remind me, who was the first one was actually last week. And it was Jenny Wang. That is correct.
Which I could not make.
That is correct. Which you and I were both at a different event that
Yes.
one. But Jenny's a great individual. Took over for Miss Pentecost right here. Don't pop the peas.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Peggy
for
is
later.
a retiring president, as is our own Christy Stratton, is retired or going to be retired on the 17th.
That is correct.
And she's smiling a lot lately. Not sure what that's
Actually,
about.
the 31st, but the event is on the 17th.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We also have Dawn Pickett, who just took over as well. She is the incoming president for Montgomery County chapter.
That's right.
And who were the other? We had 2 other ones, by the way. We had
Angela Johnson.
Angela Johnson, that is
Fort
correct.
Bend.
Big shout out, Angela Johnson for Fort Bend, and we have Dory Gordon.
Yes, for
over
the
at
Greater West
West.
Houston.
Greater West
That's
Houston.
Greater West. Don't just say West Houston. It's got
No, I
to be the
said
Greater West.
Houston.
Greater West and Great Northwest. So that's this week.
So confused.
Well, a big shout out to everyone who has either been already gone through their installation, or more importantly, will be going through their installation. great organization, some great ladies and men that all represent obviously real estate and the affiliate of the year, by the way, on like 3 different chapters over there.
Multi-chapters.
Yes. So congratulations.
They actually gave him an award that called him the WCR guy.
Yes.
That was Greater West Houston did that. The WCR.
He also got a go-to guy or something like that.
Anybody wants to say anything bad about WCR, don't say it in front of Tim O'Neill. That's all I'm saying.
We would never do that, Tim.
We got your back. They're great group of individuals, and everyone has a heart of a volunteer. So,
yes.
Nothing better than that. Each month we have a feature.
Yes.
It's about business etiquette.
That is correct.
We have any other shout-outs before we get with Miss Christy Stratton?
That is true.
That is not true. That was a question. Yes,
what
sir.
was that?
I said, do you have any more shout-outs?
Do I have any more shout-outs? No, I do not have. I do not have any more. I do have one though.
Okay.
I was actually speaking of Christy Stratton with the Champion School of Business Etiquette. The Champion School of Real Estate actually is bringing in town in March, I think, next year.
Barbara Cochran.
May next year. Sorry, Barbara Cochran. That is correct. And Rita Santa Maria. We're going to have her on here shortly in the next couple of weeks to talk about that.
We can get Rita here?
That is correct. That is correct. But that's going to be something very exciting through the Champion School of Real Estate we're going to be seeing here pretty soon.
Well, Christy and I always have this discussion. What do we want to talk about? Of course, there's so many things to talk about etiquette. It's not just about being timely.
Right.
Things like that. That was accented about timely, by the way. That was pointed.
The elevators were not working properly.
I'm
point that out.
But
it wasn't me.
15 minutes to get up here. Huh? Anyhow, we talked about this is the time of year people are buying gifts for other people, and people are buying business gifts.
Right.
And, kind of how to pick out what's appropriate. So kind of give us your thoughts on that.
Appropriate? I mean, I thought White Elephant was not supposed to be
Well, we already did that last night. We did our inappropriate gift.
Gotcha.
And I will tell you later on what I got, but I can't say it on
Probably
the air.
not on the air, right?
Exactly.
So not the negligees, not the gift certificate to Victoria's Secret or anything
None
like
of those.
Yeah, no.
I mean, those aren't appropriate gifts. You just ruled out 50% of my probabilities.
I'm such a downer, aren't I?
You didn't even know about that place? I'm shocked.
So you've got somebody who may be in a management position and they're buying for their employees or people that they do business with. What's a good appropriate gift?
Well, some of the things we need to think about is it goes back to the basis of etiquette, and that's respect, right? And the thing that we need to think about is the difference between gifting and tipping. So it's not just the employees, but people that do services for us. And there's actually some that we should not give any sort of cash money to, which would be our mail folks. The MAIL, postal, poster, postal. I have to catch myself.
Thank you for clarifying.
With you.
The mail folks.
We're gonna get cards and letters from all the mail people, by the way.
Well, it says that it's a governmental thing. So,
you can make cookies for them, though, can't you?
Yes, cookies are nice. Gifting is nice. It needs to be something that's meaningful, useful. I think the more personal it can be, the better. $25 and under. We do a lot of alcohol as far as gifts, and sometimes we need to be careful with that because there's some people that don't drink. So
that is true. I don't know anything about that.
Name 3.
I couldn't name one, but that's
you walk into my office, you will find it's dry.
Well, I am one.
I've got very little water in that place.
Yeah. So the difference between tipping for people that do business for us, and kind of the thing that you want to think about is to kind of top off your services for the year. So it's not just from the professional world. So people that do your that are always there for you, especially us women in women's council, hair salons. If we haven't tipped throughout the year, nails, that sort of thing, just to give them that extra, I'm really appreciate you making me look like this, right?
How about a coupon to Massage Envy? Is that too intimate?
Yeah, I think I would probably leave the massage.
Okay, I got to take all those back.
Yeah, and Rob, I really didn't appreciate that, by the way. Yeah, especially the couples one you sent to me and said, looking
Can
forward
I send
to
an invoice to Massage Envy anyway?
You could. I'm sure you could try,
I'm sure they'll
right?
Pay it. But that's where you step over the line.
That's where you can step over the line. Anything that's a little bit too personal, right? So
Right.
you have to watch that little fine line.
So Chris is over there. I can
Yeah, I know. So I'm like, so all the dollar bills I wanted to give Rob, that one's taken out of the equation. Victoria's Secret, I was going to give you, but you don't want that anymore. Massage Envy for Tim. I mean, God, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I saw the stupidest request for a tip ever in this last couple of days. You know the pain in the free newspaper that they throw in your driveway and then you have to go pick it up and put it in the garbage? Well, I get that. I pick that up. I take it out of the plastic bag, put the plastic bag in the garbage, and I go to throw the newspaper that we don't want in the recycling, and out pops a card from my person who throws it out the window onto my driveway requesting a little something, a little tip for throwing this ridiculous, horrible paper in my driveway all year long.
So, okay, let's look at what not to do. One, request a tip, right? I think more importantly, though, is just really kind of getting back to that whole respect thing is not, it doesn't just have to be money or gift. Treat the people that help us with kindness and don't go ask for a tip. Goodness.
That's pretty nervy, actually.
Yeah.
So.
There was a little card in there. We signed, you're a person who throws your dumb paper.
One of the things I've always found interesting is most people don't realize is what TIP stands for, though. It stands for to ensure promptness. And a tip, actually, if you look at the very beginning of what it was really required to do, is you would come in and you would tip somebody at the beginning of your service, whether it be hair salon or eating out or parking your car, etc., so that you'd get a better prompt service. They'd bring you your car sooner. They would sit you at a better seat. They would do a whole bunch of stuff like that, and it's morphed over obviously a long period of time. Into now it's expected, right? Where is my tip? People will sit there and stand and wait. Even if the service is the worst service in the world, they'll wait to get a tip. And so it's interesting because we sort of morphed to society and we reward bad behavior most of the time.
Because it's expected of us.
Because it's expected of us
and
nowadays.
We don't want people to spit on our food if we don't.
That is correct, and they might, which is why I was speaking with Tim the other day, and he said he has a friend who will only eat in an open kitchen because he wants to find out who's cooking his food.
Oh,
teppanyaki.
Yeah, teppanyaki, exactly. But one of the things I do say though is during this time of year, there's a lot of individuals that work very hard that do a lot of little things out there. And they're every day. Our man Josh right here, for example, our producer, every day, every Saturday he's here. That is correct. He's expecting a tip from you, Rob. The tip is, and let me tell you, Josh, my tip is keep doing a great job, bud. You're doing good. But anyways, but it is important to give back. It is important to be able to give to other individuals at this time or any time that you see fit. And don't just wait for the holidays. Sometimes also remember that people go through different points of life, all throughout the year, and it's important to reward them not just during this holiday season, but all the time to let them know how you feel.
Well, and treat them with respect. You can't.
Right.
I mean, you can't go treat your servers and the people that help you really rudely, and then go, "Hey, let me write you $100 check, and everything's fine." So. It goes both ways.
No, I actually judge people on how they deal with waiters and people that give service to
them. You'll get jobs or not by the way that you treat your servers.
I'm telling you, if I see somebody getting rude to a waiter, I don't care what the waiter did or didn't do. Handle it with some
servers
class.
are people too.
They are people too. They are. And they have bad days and things like that. I remember one time I had somebody drop our steaks right in front of us, and I laughed and I said, it's okay.
He said it's okay. Yeah. I still got the 3-second rule behind it.
No, I didn't send the steaks back, but I was kind to him.
Yeah,
and he was having he needed to redirect his career path. I mean, he really did.
I've heard of people actually tipping more when the service is bad to encourage them.
Yeah, it may work.
Yeah,
it may work. But there are a lot of people that tip. I mean, I would really miss my garbage men if they didn't show up every week.
Bottom line is just thank them. It just has to be small, $25 or less, something to get, and a card. Even some nice words to appreciate them.
I'm making a donation to the Human Fund for all of you. I want you to all know. So.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's a nice Seinfeld episode over there.
I believe in humans.
Yes. Yeah, he's doing the Human Fund. I'm just going to give out the twerking Santas, to be honest with you.
I love it.
That was an awesome gift.
That was an awesome gift. You can't compete with that one, man.
Go on to my Facebook, or actually Chris's Facebook.
That is correct. You can go watch
the gift I've gotten from Michelle Posey, which was
that
an
is
awesome
correct.
gift.
Yes, the twerking Santa. So I think that might be something really interesting. But we are coming up against a break
How's
actually
that
right
possible?
now. I know it's
always.
amazing, but all these lovely ladies are still going to be here. We still have plenty of
We're not
subject
letting them
matter.
go. I got
We're
the
not
door
letting
locked.
any of them go. The door's locked, and we're not tipping, but no telling what goes on between the
come
break.
on
Well,
now.
we're going to buy them breakfast.
We will buy him breakfast. That is correct. But everybody, stay tuned. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
I can make the rain go